Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the Automation Campaign, where in today's episode we will see through the release of the Crid, the Promote, and the Utforska, which we've made in the previous episodes, and hopefully we can see that we're going to make a lot of profit from it. And yeah, so in today's episode what we're going to do is we're going to also facelift the Crid, and we are going to immediately begin designing the next generation of the Promote. So the I don't know what series number this would be, I have no idea, but yeah, basically we're going to do the next generation of the Promote. No facelift, an actual next production vehicle. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Of course, we've already got higher retooling costs, but 70 million, but minus 63.9 points in tooling for the minor tooling. That would be ridiculous. So nah, we're gonna have to do it. So let's pay in full and sort that out. Oh, nobody likes seeing this. One amazing thing, by the way, is that our Crid has been making us an absolute load of money. And I am really it is incredible how well this car sold on first release. We were making over 250 million a month once this car released. So yeah, let's have a look what's going on here. So we have a car factory that's got higher retooling refresh costs. 28 million, we can do the full thing on that. And oh, that is expensive. 245 million, or accept a shortfall of about 30 points and 7 points. And you know what? We'll pay in full. We have the money for it. It's a bit. That was a difficult choice to make, but ooh, did not like that at all. But yeah. So we are about to see through the release of the new Promote, and that way we can then gauge on how well our cars are actually selling, which I am really looking forward to seeing. So yeah, let's have a look here. We will get rid of this model and then yeah, start the time lapse again. It is now 2002 and the vehicles we have designed and built have sold incredibly well. We are in the minus on all of them because we've just had so many pre-orders on these vehicles, but that is just crazy how well these cars have sold, especially the Promote, the new one, and the pickup variant is selling incredibly well. I was not expecting the pickup variant to sell as well as it did because it's got a very low desirability ratio, but people seem to love it. So yeah, we're going to have to focus on getting a pickup, like a specific pickup vehicle for our company, and yeah, I think this is a great way to see where the company's headed, because now we can see, okay, they like pickups, we need to design more pickups. The SUVs, they aren't selling as well, but combined they are making a really nice profit here, so we can definitely work with that. And yeah, with the Promote, all of them are selling pretty well, especially the Advantage model of the Saloon variant, which is selling the best right now. I think that's a price to desirability ratio thing going on very well for that vehicle. And yeah, in total we are making some really nice money from these cars. So let's get to working on a quick facelift on the Crid, and then we'll design the next generation Promote. So yeah, let's have a look at what a redesign of this vehicle could look like. I already do really enjoy the design of this vehicle, but there are some things that I would like to change, namely the headlights and the grille a little bit. But all in all, I think this turned out really nice from an initial design point. So let's have a look here. We already have pretty much the best suspension we could ever want. Safety, we could, let's stay with advanced 90 safety. Let's bump up the safety a little bit. What have we got now? Sat nav. Ooh, we've got sat nav. Let's do a premium CD like we had before. And yeah, mainly this is just having a look at trying to optimize the vehicle a little bit. So increasing the brake force on the front a little bit would be necessary. There you go. And with the wheels, I mean 205s are pretty much the size we want to go for, I guess. Drivetrain, we've got a manual 6-speed at the moment, which is perfectly fine, and we are definitely going to keep that. Only, we have to take a look, because this is going to incorporate our 1.6 litre variant of this engine. So this is going to be the Advantage model, so it gets the R1 engine with 125 horsepower, which is a lot less, but a lot more fuel efficient. So let's have a little bit of an overdrive gear, doing about 240 kilometers an hour. And yeah, we still got a 0 to 60 time of under 10 seconds, which is exactly where we want it for a car like this. And yeah, I think it's time to slowly begin thinking about a redesign of this vehicle. So yeah, let me get to it, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. And so, this is the final design that we came up with for the facelift of the Crid. The first facelift of the Crid, and I really like it. I like the way the headlights go up, which they, after taking lots of inspiration from the cars at the time, they did have a tendency to make more swooshy up headlights, mainly because I think it's just to make this line flow into this line a bit better, like the line from the body to flow into the front a bit better. And I think I did a pretty decent job lining the headlight, lining the blinker up with the bonnet line and this big main side line that we've got on the side of the car here. And yeah, I think this turned out amazing. So let's get this car ready for sale, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. And like always, don't worry, we do have a turbo variant, and oh, is this a good looking car. I've decided to make like a sort of a dark blue, sort of black kind of paint for this car. I think it looks absolutely incredible. As for performance, we have nearly 1G of cornering. For some reason it's taken a bit of a hit despite having wider tyres and a very aggressive suspension setup. But one thing we do need to do is we need to do an automatic manual 6-speed for the turbo, and with a bit of an overdrive. And we have a 0 to 60 time of under 6 seconds. That is quick. That is very quick. So yeah, we're going to leave it somewhere around there, and we'll be happy with it. We'll make it a bit more rear-wheel drive focused, and that is just crazy. Oh, and geared LSD. We can't forget about the geared LSD, and we have a 5.6 second 0 to 60 time. That is just crazy. And as for the engineering, we are going to target about 36 months. So in 2005, this vehicle will release, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this vehicle can do, because it does have the new engine in it, the 1.6 litre, and it does have a stupidly good fuel economy. Actually, it's got a really good fuel economy, which I'm very happy about. So we can definitely make something of that. And yeah, slowly we're going to be pushing our engine factory to its limits though. I mean, it's already coming close now, but yeah, so let's see what we need. So we've got all 3 cars being produced here, about 12,000-ish vehicles, which is alright, I'm happy with that. But we are going to be making a really nice profit from it, and for some reason, we're making money from the tooling, we're making money. How does that work? I don't know. I know, because we have left the van out. The reason why we've left the van out is because it was doing rather well. So I was planning on mix and putting together the pickup and the van into its own separate platform to try and get that to work together. And that way we have our little hatchback here. We have our remote, which has the 2 different body variants. We have our supercar, and then we also have an extra platform dedicated to utility. So if there is a platform that can even do vans with it, I would happily put some vans into our company as well now, because we have the platform to do it. But yeah, I think this is going great so far. Let's have a look at how much profit we're making. So I'm seeing a lot of green already, which is sort of to be expected at this point, but this is a really nice profit actually. So let's price the Advantage model at 13.5, the Essential model at 12.5, and the Turbo variant at 16.5. That way we'll be making a stable profit on hopefully all of them. Well, we will be making a profit on all of them, so let's calculate the forecasts and see. We're going to be making about 760 million in the first year. Lots and lots of money. So yeah, when's this engine factory? So the engine engineering is completed in 09 of 2004, so we actually had a little bit of time before that engine releases, which actually I'm very tempted to. So take off the 5 months. 5 months? 5 months? 5 months? I don't know if this is the 1.6 litre, but yeah. We'll just keep it the way it is. The engine will release in its own time, and yeah. Let's complete the design and put it up for sale. And this is the platform we will be using for the next generation promote. And I think this is a really nice little body we can work with here. It's got a really high rear line here, which I'm hoping I can sort of change, but honestly, its proportions are a little weird. It's got a very stubby, low front end and a really heavy rear end, which makes it feel very rearward heavy. But if we can play around with the body enough, I'm sure we can get this to work. So yeah, let's choose the R1 engine of the 1.6 litre as our base, well, not our base model, but yeah, as our sort of optimal model, as our mid-range model. And we'll do a 6-speed manual in this, with a bit of overdrive, and yeah, generally this is just going to be, like always, a very drivable car. And I don't really have many plans to try and make this vehicle just ridiculous. I mean, of course I want to make a good look, make it look good and stuff, but those are some very big wheels. And they can't get smaller than that. Lovely. So, 17 inches are going to be the minimum, 18 inches will be the maximum, I guess. So, we're going to go alloy rims. We will go vented discs on the front. I think that'll be a good option for us here. Vented discs on the rear as well, but smaller ones. We'll do about 220mm on the front. Yeah, so we're going to do a fully clad under tray. We will do a premium interior with a premium CD. Electric power steering, electronic stability control, advanced 2000 safety, and pretty much the same as we've always done it here. We'll go with a normal suspension preset, try and make the car less oversteery, which makes no sense considering it's front wheel drive? Have I made it front wheel drive? Yeah, it is front wheel drive. That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, could happen, but yeah. So the brake force is low on the front, and now it's just sort of housekeeping stuff. Trying to make this car as good as it can be, and I definitely think this car will sell very well. We just have to try and find the market for it and make it look good at the same time. But yeah, let me actually get to making the car look good, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. And after losing many brain cells trying to make a good looking car, I have come up with this. I don't even know whether it's good looking anymore. I don't even know if it looks anymore. My head's turned to mashed potatoes. This took way longer than I wanted it to because I decided making everything custom was a brilliant idea. But here we are. And this is it. And yeah, I mean, it's a car. It looks alright. I made the interior blue because why not? The rear end looks a little bland, but it's got some interesting tail lights and stuff. And yeah, it's a car. Oh dear. But yeah, lots of designing went into this car. May not look like it. Well, definitely doesn't look like it, but I'll let you guys be the judge. Is this a good looking car or not? And if you think that doesn't look good, then hopefully you think this looks good. This is the turbo variant, and my goodness, still, I really like the way this looks. This is so cool. Oh, I love how low it is in the aggressive design work on the body panels, with the little side skirting, the front lip, the rear wing, the little the small stuff. I just love the way it all looks. Let's actually make this like a really deep looking plastic. There you go. Oh, I really like the way this looks. So let's put these cars up for sale and yeah, see what we can make of it. And so I think this is the perfect way we're going to do this. So we've got 48 months of engineering time, which is 4 years. So this car released for 2006. And with a desirability of very high, we're going to be probably selling quite a few of them. So the engine, we can ignore that. The factory, we're going to take this factory. And yeah, so we're going to have to toggle all of these, and we need a galvanization plant. So let's put one of those on there. It's going to be quite an expensive retooling, I gather from... Yeah, so 303 million, but to be honest, I'm alright with that. For a brand new car to retool an entire factory, and bear in mind, this is a huge factory as well, I believe. No, a large 3 factory. So that is a lot of, that isn't as much as I was expecting. So let's complete the design here. And I wonder how this car is actually going to sell, because I imagine it's going to do alright, and that went very quickly. 5 billion after 10 years. We are making a loss in the first year, so let's have a look. I'm assuming that is a price related issue. So this is the Advantage. So we'll do the Advantage for about 15,000. The Essential variant for about 14,000 and the Turbo variant for about 20,000. And then we'll recalculate the forecast and hopefully we'll be seeing that we're making lots and lots of profit. Come on. Yeah, oh, let's go. That's a lot of profit. Oh yes. So that's exactly what we're going to do here, and we are going to sign off on this. And we are going to be happy with it. We are not going to take out a loan, and there we go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into BeamNG.drive. And here we are in BeamNG.drive, and I think this car looks a lot better in BeamNG than it does in automation, but yeah, I mean, I think it turned out great. The headlights do look a little bit funky, the tail lights, but it is what it is, and this is the Advantage model. And I think it drives like a normal car. I mean, there isn't really much to report on this car, apart from that it does genuinely just drive like a normal car. For some reason, its clutch doesn't work the way it used to. I think they changed something with the clutch, so I have to get used to that, but driving this car like an absolutely normal car, it feels very... I mean, seriously, there isn't really that much I can say about this, apart from that it is a relatively normal car. It has a bit of horsepower. It has 125, which is suboptimal. Not really... I would have liked more, let's put it that way. But it does the job. It does the job quite nicely. And yes, you have to drive full throttle quite a fair bit to get anything out of the engine, but yeah. I mean, the car does weigh like 1.4, 1.5 tons. Which means 125 horsepower. It really isn't as much as it sounds. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a relatively normal car. It does the job. It's not agile. It just drives. It's genuinely. It's not supposed to be an award-winning, pretty-looking car, but a point A to point B kind of commuter family car, and I think it fills that job very, very nicely. But I'll tell you one car that I do really like, and it is the the turbo model. And oh, I really, really like this actually. This looks really, really good. And if I remember correctly, this car drives as amazing as it looks. So, well, from experience of all the turbo models of this car, of our company, I'm expecting this car to be okay. Okay. Yeah, well, okay. That's just a skill issue. Alright, having actually taken that corner somewhat nicely now, we can push this car a little bit, and it does grip up very nicely, especially where you want it to grip up. Like here, you let off the throttle a little bit, it grips really nicely. It's going to bottom out here though. Yep. Oh, it does drive really nicely. It's very direct, it's very precise. Which is very crazy considering this thing weighs like 1.7, 1.8 tons. Which is a lot, but it doesn't feel it at all. I'm very surprised right now. It does. You can tell there's a bit more mass at playing with the car, but honestly, it's not like. Ooh, I've damaged something. Something I think is damaged, but yeah, no, this car it genuinely does feel really drivable. Let's go take it around the track on this island and see how it does. Okay, and here we are, off we go. 1.6 litre engine, 250 horsepower, and our 1.7 ton vehicle. It's going really fast though, so props. Like, honestly, it's just crazy how fast this car is, but it's also very low, so we have to brake for little jumps like that, otherwise the car could just die. But yeah, taking the corner quite nicely. Had to be very careful with that left-hander there, because that corner it just catches you out so quickly, because you can't really see on the other side what's coming. And oh, there we go, took that corner rather nicely, I think. And yeah, I mean, honestly, this car is just a lot quicker than you expect it to be, especially for being a 1.6 tons. Like, it goes around corners much better than I expected it to. So let's brake about this rock, try not to go too wide. Let's brake a tiny bit more, because you have no idea where this track's going. Ooh, I actually took that quite nicely for the first time, I think, ever. So let's see if we can actually end it on a positive here. Let's lift off a little bit, brake all this little thing here. Brake more here, because this is a very easy section to get wrong. This is actually going really well, so let's see if we can actually get this done. Oh, that corner's a lot sharper than you think it is, and especially with this car being 1.7 tons. Let's push it to the absolute finish. Oh, 1 minute 28.3. That is 12 seconds faster than the U-Part. And that was the Advantage model, that was the fast turn model. It has exactly half the power of this car, but this car has the traction, this car has the engine, it's phenomenal. And don't you worry, I have not forgotten about the Crid. This is the turbo model, and we are going to take it around the circuit as well, because I'm quite interested to see how it compares to the other turbo model. So let's put it in sequential mode as well, and see how fast it can go. And already from a launch, it's just insane how much quicker this car feels. Oh my goodness. This is the first time I'm driving this car, so oh dear, it is also very low. I hope I haven't damaged anything. There you go, there's the catch on the inside. Just about made it through. Acceleration. The acceleration is just crazy. And the cornering is really nice in this car as well. It's almost a bit oversteery, but let's brake a little earlier for this corner, because I think we're going a lot faster than I expected. Gone a bit wide, but it's okay, we've managed to hold it. This is not a clean lap by any standards, but let's brake a little bit here. Now this section I took a lot nicer than I expected to, so let's brake about here in the from mode. But I've realised how to take it somewhat now. Ah, no, there's that rock. Okay, this car is very sturdy. How is it still driving? That's the third time I have hit a rock or something in this car. I guess the build quality on this car is just incredible. So let's brake a little bit here, brake a little bit more here. And yeah. But the grip on this car is just next level. I mean, it weighs like 200 kilos less than the Fromote. I think this one weighs 1.5 tons. So let's see how it does. I took that end part really nicely actually, and it is slower, but I think that's just because I had a lot of accidents with it. But that was genuinely, hand on heart, my first try with that car. So I am quite alright with it. So yeah, I mean, it has been really fun making this car. So let's see how this crash carries on. We've landed on the beach. It's still in sequential mode, but yeah. It has been super fun making this episode for you guys again. So happy with the way that these cars have turned out. They are so fast and so much fun. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. And yeah, bye bye.